Mouseketeers, PrincessMinnie here, and if you're a returning friend, then welcome back. I'm really excited to share this really short, awesome, and fun Disney spring/Easter pin tag to you today. I know that in a lot of the country it has not felt like spring. It's actually pretty cold here in Philadelphia, and I know a lot of the country has gotten snow and just craziness. We had like a tornado warning the other day, so I'm looking forward to some nice spring weather, and hopefully this will help put all of us in the springtime mood. And if you're a new friend, I do hope that you like what you see here today, and if you do, then you'll give it a thumbs up and you'll stick around by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell icon. For today's subscriber shout out, I want to say a really warm and big thank you to Kiara Potempa. Kiara, your comments are always so sweet and so fun, and I just always love seeing your name pop up in my comments. You know, I feel like you stick with me through a lot of different types of videos, and I really appreciate you. You are for sure the real Mouseketeer. So today I did put together a very small pin board to share with you guys, and I'm really excited that this tag was created by Christy over at Christy's Corner, because I didn't have enough pins just to do like an Easter pin board, so I wasn't going to share some of the Easter pins I have that I really like, or some of like the bunny pins I have that I really like, and I got a chance to do that anyway. So thanks again, Christy, so much. And thank you, Toni, over at the channel Finding Disney, for tagging me. I will tag a few friends right now. I'm going to tag Karen over at Karen's USA Adventures. So Karen, not going to take a lot of time to do this one, so I know you should be able to fit it in, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? I'm also going to tag Taryn over at Twinkle Bell Taryn, because I feel like she has a lot of really fun like pins that put me in a springtimey mood. Like Alice in Wonderland really makes me feel springy, and so does Daisy Duck. Like, she's very pastel-y and beautiful, so I feel spring with her, so I feel like Taryn can do this for sure. And I know a lot of other people have already been tagged, so I don't want to double tag anybody, so I'll stop there. But if you are interested in doing this tag, feel free to say I sent you. You have my blessing there. So only 6 categories. However, I do want to start with what I'm calling my centerpiece pins. A little kind of just spin I'm putting on this for myself, because I had a pin that it could have been one of the 6. It could have been almost any of the 6, really. So I wanted to just kind of anchor it in the center of my board as the centerpiece. This was a pin that I never in a million years thought I would have gotten, and if I don't really have a grail pin list, but if I had had one, this would have been on it. It is this absolutely gorgeous rabbit from Winnie the Pooh, and he is just collecting Easter eggs. It's so darling, and this pin was sent to me by the amazing Melissa at PIXIEDUST and Peaches. And you know what, Melissa, I totally meant to tag you, so I'm adding you to my tag list. I knew there was a third person that I couldn't remember in the moment, but Melissa, of course he's gonna make me remember, right? So Melissa, I'm still so stunned and blown away by this pin. For everybody else out there, it's a WDI, Walt Disney Imagineering pin. These are super exclusive and hard to get your hands on. And this is a limited edition of 200. So only myself and 199 other people own this pin. Like, I am just flabbergasted by that. And like I said, he really could have been a pin for almost any of the categories in this video. So I am going to keep him on the centerpiece of the board. I don't tend to keep pin, like the backer cards for pins, but I don't know how to take this one off, to be honest. I just love it on this card so much. And I love, you know, it says Walt Disney Imagineering up here and the limited edition down here. And Rabbit, I just think, is darling. He is one of my favorite Disney characters of all time. In fact, when people ask me my favorite Disney characters, I very rarely say Winnie the Pooh and Friends, because to me they just like transcend Disney. They're like something else entirely. I know they're Disney, but they're beyond Disney even to me. Like, I've loved them since I can remember loving anything as a child. And so Rabbit, he doesn't get as much appreciation in the merch world as he should. I would buy all the Rabbit things. And thank you again, Melissa, for gifting this to me. I will always cherish him. So the first official pin in this tag is to show a picture of a pin with an egg on it. Rabbit would have checked that box. Or a pin that is egg shaped. And I decided to go with the egg shape route because I just have a pin I haven't shown in on the channel since I opened him, and I think he is just completely darling. So I have this egg shaped Pua pin. It's from a Hong Kong mystery box series, and I just think, like, looking at him, he just steals my heart every single time. Like, I don't have much of a Moana collection to speak of. I don't really collect Pua, but this is a pin I have no intention of getting rid of. He's just one of those gotta have it, gotta keep it pins no matter what. And he is just so springtimey as well. Pua, just one of those super underrated Disney sidekicks. He doesn't get enough time in Moana. Does anyone else agree with that? I wish Pua could have been on that boat. Not necessarily instead of Hey Hey, but maybe alongside Hey Hey. I would have definitely asked for more Pua. The next pin is one that has pastel colors, and I went back and forth on this pin so many times, but ultimately I decided to go for, again, a pin that just put me in a total springtimey vibe, and it is this carousel horse. So the Disney parks released a 4-pack, like booster set of carousel horses, and they were all decorated with different themes. Like there was a Maleficent one and a Haunted Mansion one. This is the I don't know what this is one. Some people have suggested Wreck-It Ralph and some people suggested Fantasyland, and all I know is that it's adorable. So many pastel colors in this carousel horse. I'm a total sucker for carousel horses, and I can totally see the Fantasyland theme. That would probably be my guess. But, you know, if you have a different idea of what this horse is representing, let me know in the comments. Category 3 for this tag is show a pin with a bunny on it. So far Rabbit has definitely been hitting all of these categories, my centerpiece Rabbit pin. But I decided, I kind of came across 3 bunny pins, and I thought, well, it's question 3, I'll show 3 pins for it. And this is the last time I think I'm breaking the rules, but or bending them to my will. But is there any character quite as springtimey as Thumper? I don't think so. So I do have 3 Thumper pins here that I would love to share with you. The first one is from the pretty recent still Bigfoot series, and Thumper, I want to say was one of the first characters I got from that series, and I just am over the moon about him still. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these like big feet pins, but I kind of want to do something cute with them. I also have this super springy green Thumper pin from the Disney Box Grin series, and this is one that I opened during my March Madness series in honor of the Disney YouTuber Vicky from VIXXEN Lost in Disney. So Vicky, if you also want to do this tag, you're tagged! There, look at that! I only had 2 to start with and now I have 4. Oh my goodness, I'll be tagging the whole internet before this video is over. And from Disneyland Paris, I have this just adorable Thumper. They've been doing this like, I mean, they almost look like the Big Feet series, but maybe that's just because Rabbit has big feet. But he's also very big-headed in this pin as well. You can see Thumper's little hidden Mickey right there. Not so hidden. The colors on him I just find darling, and I do have this plush. It was the first Bigfoot plush I ever purchased because I just couldn't live without it. And I think I'm actually going to be maybe starting a Thumper pin collection. Oh my god, my wallet just cried. Here is for me what will forever be known as the Vicky pin. I think this is just so cute, and I think this probably is what made me truly fall in love with Thumper pins. I see that Disneyland Paris has been releasing more pins in this style, and I'm trying not to buy all of them, but I mean, when you look at those huge eyes just staring up at you, don't you just want to take all of the Disney characters home? You do. You do, I know. For category 4, you have an option. You can show a pin from the Disney Flower and Garden Festival. I'm not going that route because I don't have any of those pins, actually. This May, I'm going to my very first Flower and Garden. I'm very excited about it. It might be my only Flower and Garden. It's like very hard for me to get down to the parks this time of year with my schedule and my husband's work schedule. So I'm really going to try to take advantage of being there in May this year. But with the other option you have for this category is to just show a pin with flowers on it. And I do have a lot of pins I feel like that have flowers on them, but some of them felt a little more summery to me. This one felt right, and it is from the Disney Couple Bag series, and it is Bambi and Feline from Bambi, obviously. And not only does this have flowers on it, but it's like one of the springiest looking pins I've ever seen. So where I live in Philadelphia is pretty much where the city really starts to meet the suburbs. Like, we are officially within the city, but we have like a nice big backyard, and sometimes deer just walk through that backyard, and it does make driving a little scary, especially at night, but when you just wake up and there's a deer in your backyard, it's pretty surreal, and you kind of do feel like a Disney character. This I thought was so springy and so beautiful, and I love how they look at each other. It's like very young, innocent love. Category 5 is to show a pin that reminds you of spring. And after picking that Bambi and Feline pin, I just knew I had to show another Bambi pin. And I think the only other one I have was perfect. So again, from a Disney booster set, it is like Disney babies wrapped up, and this one was Bambi, and I do have a couple from that set. I didn't get the booster, but I've been trading for some of the ones in there, and I just thought, I mean, too darling. So not only do you have Bambi, who's super springtimey, just being the cutest little deer ever, but you also have him wrapped up as a baby in that green blanket, which is, you know, so reminiscent of the newness of spring. And then you even have the little butterfly. I mean, I'm not sure this pin could actually get springier. The last category was the hardest for me, and I had to go through every pin in my collection, which is daunting. And so category 6 is show a pin that reminds you of water or rain, because April showers bring May flowers. I had to get a little creative. I did pick a pin that reminds me of water, because these characters are in a boat on the water. See what I did there? And it's still very springtimey too, because this one character has flowers in her hair. So they're in a boat on the water, and the character has flowers in her hair. Any idea what scene, very famous Disney scene, I might have a pin to show you of? It is one of my favorite pins of all time. Again, would have been a grail for my friend Karen over at Karen's USA Adventures. I have this limited edition Acme pin featuring Rapunzel and Flynn Rider from the Lantern scene. It is just one of my favorite pins of all time. I know so many of you out there love this pin just as much as I do, so you have to just imagine the water beneath them, right? But I love all the flowers entwined in her hair, how they're looking at each other. Again, that new love totally reminds me of springtime. And here is my final product, my 6 pin categories, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pins to show for it. And if you do this tag, do you? I'm always about that. I don't think people mind when you kind of switch things up a little bit. Nobody minds seeing more pins, right? Like, that's fair. So we had Pua, we had the carousel horse, a little thumper trio, Bambi and Feline, Bambi baby, Rapunzel and Flynn, and of course Rabbit. And Rabbit kind of ties everything together. He really would have been one of my picks for all of these categories. So you've got to let me know, are you pin twins with me with any of these pins? Are any of these your personal grail? Do you love Thumper as much as I'm really starting to love Thumper? What was your favorite pin from this pin tag? Just when I was worried that I wasn't going to start a new pin collection this year, I decided in this video to start a Thumper one. A very small side collection wherein I only collect the pins that make me go, oh. You know, it really has to make me make that sound or I'm not going to collect it. I hope. Thank you so much for watching along with me today. I'm going to have a lot more awesome pin content and Disney overall content coming up for you really soon, so make sure the notification bell is turned on. If you liked any of the pins in this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I cannot wait to interact with you down in the comments below. Have a wonderful spring day. Hopefully your temperature is nice and warm, and I'll see you real soon.